Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm doing a Shaddoll Showdown structure deck box opening. So I'm really excited for this one because this is one of the decks that I think I'm going to be the most excited about all year long. Like, this deck has some awesome reprints. It's one of my favorite archetypes. Like, El Shaddoll Construct is hands down probably my third, fourth favorite monster of all time. Definitely my favorite fusion monster of all time, and this deck is absolutely crazy. This deck is probably going to be tier 1, if not tier 2 rogue. Especially with the new support that's going to be coming out later. But without further ado, guys, let's get straight into this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon and the Ko-Fi down below, and let's get straight on into this. So I'm just going to be opening up one. I will be doing a $30 budget version of this deck, where I just open up 3 of them and build a deck out of it very, very soon. Probably the same day I drop this video, I'll be doing the same thing for the $30 budget version of the deck the same day, and then I will do a competitive version of Shaddolls as well. So let's open this up and see what we can get in here. First off, we are getting a new fusion monster, which is really cool. Like, I went crazy with this and ordered 2 display boxes and then 5, so I have like 8 sets of this. So like, it's a really good structure deck. This deck is really good. So that's what comes in it. We're going to open it up and see what comes in it as well, and go over all the cards and kind of see what we can get. So I am so excited about this. This actually, for a little bit of backstory about this, the reason that this deck is even a thing is because they had a poll on Konami's page of what deck should get a structure deck, and everybody voted for Shaddolls. And then they also are going to give the Sacred Beasts. The Sacred Beasts are also getting one. So, and with every one, you get a rule book. You get every rule book. I'm gonna have so many rule books. It's ridiculous. We're not gonna go over that. I have this really pretty Shaddoll Winda playmat. Made by Amanda Lapon, and I am going to not lay this on top, but we're going to really quickly look at this. So this kind of goes over your combos. If you guys are not familiar with the combos, these are the combos basically with Shaddolls a little bit. Now, they do kind of vary. I like how they even mention Cross Sheep, and Cross Sheep is like a $10 rare now. But it probably will go down. But it mentions a lot of the cards that can be used inside the Shaddoll structure deck, and that was probably the best set of last year. Well, not maybe the best, but the best starter set they ever printed was Dual Devastators. But let's look at the front of it really quick. So you get to see El Shaddoll Construct with her alternative artwork, which is really cool. The new Shaddoll Fusion Monster with Shaddoll Ariel on top, and then we have Shaddoll Winda's alternative artwork. But for this video, I'm not going to lay this down because the mats always seem to fold up on me because they're paper mats anyways. You know, you got to have one of these in your bag to carry to locals so you can duel on it. And then we actually are going to get our structure deck, which has Greystone on the front of it for some reason. I would have imagined that it would have had the main boss monster, but that's kind of weird. But the really cool thing is you get the Duel Links card on the back too, which is advertising for Duel Links. Duel Links is really cool. If you guys haven't checked out Duel Links, you totally should. It's a lot of fun. It's a little bit weird, but it's a lot of fun. And they just put Dark Side of the Dimensions in there. If you haven't seen that movie, you should totally check out that movie. It was a fantastic movie, and we're going to see what we get in here. So this deck has, I think, the most hollows ever printed in a structure deck, which is pretty amazing. So let's go over these. So each one of the Shaddoll Fusion monsters is a different attribute. So you have the fire one, which is Greystone. Greystone's pretty good. Greystone's probably like the 4th best one. And then you get the new El Shaddoll Apocalypse. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but you get this one. And basically what this does is it must be fusion summon with 2 Shaddoll monsters with different attribute, which is El Shaddoll Wind. You can use Wind, which is this one, and then you can use any other Shaddoll pretty much to make this, or you can use a Shaddoll fusion monster plus another monster to make this card, but it just has to be 2 Shaddolls with different attributes. The majority of them are dark, so it's not too hard to make this card. But it must be fusion summoned, and it cannot be destroyed by battle, and you can only use its effects once per turn. And if this card is special summoned, you can target a face-up monster on the field and negate its effects. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a Shaddoll card from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and then discard a card. This card is definitely probably a 1 to 2 of in every single Shaddoll deck. I probably will play it at 2. Construct's new alternative artwork I absolutely love. I probably will play an Ultimate Rare, my Ultra Rare, and then one of these, because I only have one ulti. So I'm just going to put the Shaddoll Fusions up here. We have Quad Shaddoll Kelos, which is actually Kirkion that's being, manipulated. And its effect, he's one of the new ones. I'm just going to go over the new one's effects. But when he's flipped, you can special summon a Shaddoll monster from your hand in face up or face down defense. And if he's sent to the graveyard, you can send a Shaddoll monster from your hand to the grave. And if you do, for the rest of the turn, all monsters you control gain the original attack equal to the level of the monster that was sent to the graveyard times 100. So if you send a level 5, which I think is the highest level that you can send from your hand, which is Beast, they all gain 500. Not the greatest card. Probably, if I do play this, it would only be at like 1 to have another attribute. Then we get into the best one, that is the best new Shaddoll out of them all, and that is Shaddoll Windy. Shaddoll Windy, when she's flipped face up, you get to special summon a Shaddoll from your deck and face up or face down defense, which is already awesome because she just instantly puts something on the field, which is absolutely crazy. And then she also has the ability that if she's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a Shaddoll monster from your deck and face up or face down defense, and you can only use one of her effects per turn. And you can only use her name effect once per turn as well. So you can pick either or the flip or the other one. All Shadolls work that way. So that's the new one. Then we play one. We're going to end up playing one of the Ariel. Ariel is really interesting because basically when she's flip face up, you get to target one banished Shaddoll monster and special summon it in face up or face down defense position, which really comes in beneficial because there are cards that banish Shaddoll monsters. I think this card is going to get played more in later builds with the new Shaddoll card that's going to be coming out in Rise of the Duelist. So I think it's like a Miracle Fusion that you have to banish cards from your graveyard to fusion summon. I think that's going to be a big thing. But basically, she also has the ability that if she's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target up to 3 cards in the graveyard and banish them, which can be really beneficial to get cards off your opponent's side of the field. Then we play. Then you're going to be having. I keep wanting to say then we play because I keep making deck profiles, but you got one copy of Shaddoll Incarnation. I see what they did there, Shaddoll Incarnation. But you get to target. It kind of reminds me of Stellar Nova Alpha. But you get to target one Shaddoll in your graveyard and special summon it, or in face up or face down defense. And then you can banish this card and one Shaddoll card from your graveyard, and then activate one of these effects. Change a face up monster you control to face down defense, or change a face up monster you control to face down defense. Face down monster you control to face up defense. Basically, it lets you flip flop your monsters to trigger effects. We get one copy of the alternative art Winda, and then you get the other card. So I'm not going to go over each one of these effects. We're just going to kind of go through them and breeze through them. So you get El Shaddoll Shikanaga. You get a super rare Shaddoll Fusion. I'm really glad that they went with a super rare. And then that is like all the hollows. I don't think there's hollows back. No, there's no hollows back there. So you're getting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 hollows just in this one structure deck, which is crazy. So you get a Falco, a Hedgehog, Beast, or not Beast, Squimata, Dragon, Beast, Hound, Shaddoll, Zephyra, Naga, Zephyra Core, and then we're getting into some of the really good reprints. So those are something I am going to go over with you guys as the reprints. So Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning is absolutely great for a reprint. It did need a reprint, and it goes in just about every single Shaddoll deck. That's the reason I bought so many of these decks, is because of the reprints. But Blackluster Soldier is a fantastic reprint. I'm going to put the notable reprints down here across the bottom so you guys can see those at the end. Lava Golem's alright. Dark Armed Dragon, I definitely will say, even though it's not that expensive, I will say is a good reprint. Fairy Tail Sleeper has been changed out for Fairy Tail Snow because Fairy Tail Snow is banned in the TCG. Performage Trick Clown is a card that everybody plays in every single Shaddoll deck just about that you're going to be building at this point going forward now that El Shaddoll Construct is not banned anymore. Armageddon Knight, that's a pretty good reprint, but it's been reprinted into the ground, so I don't know if I'd really count. I'll count it because it's generic. It's pretty good. Felice is really good. Electromagnetic Turtle, I think this is like the first time it's ever been reprinted, so I guess I'll count that one. Mathematician is a fantastic reprint because you use this in just about every Shaddoll deck because it triggers all of your Shaddoll's effects when they're sent to graveyard. I remember playing Curry Bandit in my Shaddoll deck in like 2014, 2015, maybe 2016, I don't know. But I played Curry Bandit in my build when I used to play it a long time ago because it would just trigger so many of your Shaddoll's all at once. Para Cerberus, good card, not really good anymore. The Curse of the Shadow Prison, I really wish the field spell was a lot better than it is. El Shaddoll Fusion, that is a good reprint, but, you know, it kind of goes with the Shaddoll stuff, so I'm just going over the generic reprints. I don't think anybody's going to play this, the Equip Spell Fusion, the Shaddoll Fusion. I don't think anybody's really going to play this card. But basically, if you guys don't know this card, it's kind of obscure. But basically what it does is you equip it to a monster and declare an attribute and it becomes that monster. And then you can send the monster that's equipped with this card to the graveyard, plus another monster from your hand or field to the grave, and then use it as a fusion material. So basically it levels you manipulate into any of your Shaddoll fusion monsters. Super Polymerization is probably the best reprint we've gotten in here, along with Instant Fusion and Allure of Darkness. Like, all three of those are fantastic reprints. Foolish Burial, it's been reprinted into the ground. Living Fossil is a good reprint, and Pot of Avarice is a good reprint as well, along with Twin Twisters. That is a really good reprint. Shaddoll Core is kind of a really good card. I really think that still it will, if you play it, it's only going to be a one of. Sinister Shadow Games, nobody plays anymore. I remember playing this at 2 and struggling to get a hold of this card. But basically, you send a Shaddoll from your deck to the graveyard, and then you can change any number of face-down monsters, Shaddoll monsters you control to face-up defense. So it just rapidly triggers all of your Shaddoll monsters, which is really cool. And the cool thing is if you guys didn't know this, but Palua, the Wind Yang Zing, is actually the dragon that Winda rides, which is really cool because it shows right there that he's about to get turned. Then one of the other new cards is Pura Rush Shaddoll, or Pura Shaddoll, I don't know, but Pura Shaddoll Alon. That you basically target a Shaddoll monster you control and send a Shaddoll card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, the targeted monster gains 1,000 attack and defense, but change it to face down defense during the end phase. Meh. I mean, it's new, but it's meh. Lost Wind, I think, is a good reprint. I think Unending Nightmare is okay. I feel like we could have done with something else, but it goes kind of with the theme. Necrofusion is fantastic in this deck. Subterror Succession, I'm glad that they actually realized that this card goes really well with Shaddolls. And then for the other Shaddoll fusions that we get a copy of Wendigo, which Wendigo is probably the worst one out of them all, which is a real shame because we have Shaddoll Windy, which is like the best Shaddoll ever printed. But El Shaddoll Wendigo is not great, but it's there. And then El Shaddoll Monolithalis, or whatever it is. This one, the water one, it's alright. It really wrecks Necros. So, I mean, it's good because it really wrecks ritual decks. Because neither player can special summon monsters from their hand or graveyard using spells and traps. So, it wrecks all ritual decks. You want to play it as a one-up just in case you go up against a ritual deck. And it's easy to go into because it just requires a water monster. Not terrible to go into, but, you know, it's a thing. And then we also get one of the Shaddoll Construct, which I think we'll see a little bit more play of. We'll probably only see it at 1 since Link format is coming to an end. You might play this at 1 copy, but that's it, because it does require 2 flip of monsters to activate. So basically 2 Shaddolls. It would have been easier just to say 2 Shaddoll monsters, or a monster plus a Shaddoll, and then there's your Duel Links card right at the end. So that's what you get. I mean, just looking at this, guys, this is fantastic reprints. I'm going to tell you, you're going to get your value out of this, because even if you don't play Shaddolls and you want to build, you know, a deck, you're going to need Super Polys, you're going to need Instant Fusions, you're going to need Allures, you're going to need Pot of Avarice, and you're going to need Twin Twisters. So, I mean, just, these are like going for like $2. That's like $2. That's like $1. That's like $5 just right there in reprints. And then if you count all this up here, you're already looking at least like $20 worth of stuff right here. And pre-reprint, all this would have probably, just this down here, would have been at least like $15, $20 worth of reprints and stuff like that. Like Allures were going for like $4 before this reprint. And I'm going to be picking up all of this pretty, like, a lot of all of this anyways for my deck. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. This deck is going to be, I'm not going to say all over my channel because I'm going to be doing a lot of other stuff. I've had a lot of people saying, hey, I'm really glad that you aren't following the Shaddoll hype train, but believe me, I am. It's just very quietly. It will be coming very soon. So I'm going to be doing a $30 budget version of this deck, so you guys definitely be on the lookout for that, where I'm just going to use 3 structure decks in order to build a really good competitive Shaddoll deck profile to see if you guys can win locals with it. But it's a super fun deck, and I really recommend that you guys pick up 3 of the structure deck. It is going to be probably the best structure deck of 2020. I would have to say this is probably going to be the best structure deck of 2020. I don't think they're going to be able to top this. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell on there so you can become part of the notification squad. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.